Your daily hour with.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's the program. Here we are on TV. Once again, once a day, every day, turn on the machines and we start talking. We're going to be here for an hour. It's Monday. Where's Dan? He's going to be stepping in the door any minute now. We're doing this thing early today, so if we appear a little groggy, it's because we are. But we mean me and Dan when it comes here. So what happens here on the program, we turn on the machines and start talking. We're here for an hour. And we're doing it. It's nice to be here today on Monday. It's Mardi Gras week here. So we're going to be doing Mardi Gras stuff, and we'll call some places out there in New Orleans. We'll probably talk to Dan a bit. Dan will talk about science, maybe about mental health, stuff like that. Hi, Tuna. Shout outs. How you doing out there? I'm going to pull out the thing right here. We can look at the messages too. If you guys want to call the show and leave a message, you can call the numbers up there. It's 360-836-4384. Get your voice on TV. I'm pulling out the thing here. I'm going to look at the messages. They say, hey, you guys call here. Here he is. It's Monday Dan on Monday.
It's too damn early.
Yeah, too early. You tired? Sleepy?
Kinda.
Have you seen this hour in a long time?
Well, I went to bed like relatively early last night because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
It's not very often that I get exhausted, but sometimes I do. I had 2 days of way too much fun. Am I on there?
Too much.
Too much. There we go. There we go. I'm kind of coming in a little bit. A little bit.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. It's
There's a
Steve.
puddle out that door right there. Yep.
Look out for the puddle. Yeah, the whole ground. There's nothing there.
You have to kind of leap around the corner.
It's raining very hard outside. You guys dug a trench, huh? Yeah.
I like that. That's
Or a
pretty
trench.
cool.
It's like a dam.
Kind of. It's a culvert.
Culvert.
So to
I
speak.
guess it's the opposite of a dam. Yeah.
It looks like it.
How are you doing today, Dan?
Oh, pretty good. So Saturday I went to this party,
Uh-huh.
and it's an annual event hosted by probably 2 dozen folks that went to school together at Olympia High School and ended up going to Evergreen. This kind of same group, and they decided to have regular annual get-together events.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I ended up talking to Rachel, one of the original OSOs. It's called Old School Oli. And they would throw these parties, and all of these guests would come with, their friends.
Yeah.
And the original cast or original folks would end up doing stuff, and all these friends would trash the house or the apartment or wherever they were having the party. And they got tired of it. They got tired of the place being trashed by everyone but them.
Uh-huh.
And so what they did is they developed these 4 sets of cards, these 4 decks. And each deck has probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen cards in them.
Yeah.
And each one of them is kind of like a sample of things that you have to do. Like a new person would come to the party and they would be hazed. And the hazing involves choosing a card from among 4 decks. You pick one card from one of these decks, and one is inebriation. There we go. That's better. Was I too quiet? That's pretty loud. Well, it's coming back. That's fine. That's fine. That looks okay. So these 4 decks, one is inebriation, one is humiliation, one is fornication, and one is doom. And the way it works is you pick one of these cards and you have to do it. And these are all things that the original folks had done at one point with each other or separately or at the party, at the annual
Yeah.
parties. They did this. And so a friend came to this party and he picked Doom.
Ooh.
Just like I did. I picked Doom.
Sounds like a hard one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And when I picked Doom, my Doom card, and it wasn't that doomy, everyone was nervous. No, don't pick Doom, blah, blah, blah. And mine was to have people write Sharpies on me, on my upper half.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did that. And it was so much fun, and they drew such interesting things on me that the next year I brought felt pens, more colors. And they did that again. And then I did that again. And I did that this year, too. So it was a lot of fun. And Sid, who came along, he picked Doom. And
Oh, no.
yeah. Yeah.
What do you get?
The way it works is if you can't or won't or don't or can't do the card, if it's
Yeah.
like too intense for you, you can pick a second card, but you have to do what the second card says.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird. It was drinking like 6 shots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not inebriation, though?
Well, the Doom cards are kind of a mix of the other 3 decks.
Oh, okay.
With variations on them. So so I did that, and I stayed until I think 3 or 4 in the morning to help clean up, because most everyone had gone home and the house was a mess. And there's kind of this little furnished garage where people will sit around and play games and talk and stuff, and they will crash because there's a great big huge couch and it's really comfortable and people will fall asleep there. So I spent about, I think, maybe an hour and cleaned up, put stuff away. Somebody else got a lot of the food, put the food in the fridge.
It's a lot of
And,
shots.
Yeah, yeah. He ended up staying until 1, I think. 1 or 2.
After doing 6
He-
shots, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe it was less. It was less.
I don't think I
recall.
could handle
I was
not a row.
I was already kind of drunk at that point. I got more drunk than I normally get.
Yeah.
I was pretty intoxicated.
6 shots in a row is like too much. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Well, he ended up drinking. What is that? It's a lower amount of alcohol in it. It's a smaller amount. It's
Beer?
that. No, it's hard liquor, but it's flavored. It's got that Red Devil on it. It's like
Fireball?
Yeah.
Oh, 6 shots of heartburn.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it. I tried a shot of it among the many different liquids that I drank, and I was an idiot too, because generally the smart way to go about drinking if you're at a party is to pay attention to how many shots, how many glasses of wine, or how many beers, or how many shots that you've had. Just simply because being aware means that you're paying attention to how much you're drinking. Just being aware. And it doesn't mean you'll drink less. It means that you're aware that you had, in the space of 2 hours, you had 4 beers or 6 beers or 5 shots of liquor or something like that. That you're paying attention to that, and you're observing your level. And anytime I've done this, whenever I've done this, I don't get so drunk that I have a super bad hangover the next morning, or I'm sick, or something like that. It's just been a helpful way of going about the process of becoming intoxicated, but not stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I finally got to bed, and then I woke up. I slept in later than I wanted to, and I ended up going to the station with 4 other TCTV folks, and we went bowling in Kelso. Twice a year, we face off with another public access station,
Uh-huh.
and we bowl against them. And we only had 5 folks, and they had 8, and so they ended up doing this weird split where we were bowling against 5 of them, and there were 3 standby people that were bowling in their own lane, just practicing or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would switch out. They would swap out a couple folks for every game. And the amazing thing, this has never happened to me. The amazing thing was that I got a strike on the first ball for each of the 3 games.
Wow.
And I ended up getting 3 strikes in the first game, 3 strikes in the second game, and 2, I think, in the third. Yeah.
It's time for the dice game. We're gonna get out a pen here. Oh, Freddie is not around to play the game.
Yeah. He's due back today, isn't he?
26th. That's in 2 days.
2 days.
Here's your
Okay.
pen. We're gonna write a number on our hands between 1 and 6. We're gonna try to visualize the future here. You know, we could probably call Freddie. We didn't get any messages.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's
Really?
because I did the show late last night and then early this morning, so people really didn't have that much time to call.
Yeah, you were pretty late when you called yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm
late
just
last
looking,
night.
I'm
early
looking
this
for
morning.
another dice. Is there another one floating around here anywhere?
I found a bazillion dice here. So
Get your pocket dice.
yeah. These are. They've been floating around, so. Getting this camera
Okay.
going. Maybe.
There we go. There we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I gotta get me a 3.
It's a 4. I lost.
Oh, bummer. There.
Everybody lost. All right.
Everyone lost. We're lost. We're lost.
Well, here, let's try to call Freddie, the producer. We haven't talked to him in a while since we've been doing the show late. Since it's the early morning, we can call him because it's probably about noon for where he is.
Yeah, he's, what, 3 hours ahead?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, he's 3. There we go.
I'd be surprised that you were up.
I actually woke up at...
Hey, Daily Hour, how's it going?
Hey, real good.
Good morning.
I'm in New York.
Whoa.
New
Brooklyn.
York.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you in an apartment?
That's hardcore, man.
No, I'm walking on the streets. I'm heading back to an apartment, but I just got bagel and coffee. Real New York big city bagel. It was delicious.
Is it the best bagel
Had
ever?
fries in it.
Is it different?
What?
They always say that in
Yeah,
New York.
different.
What's so good about it? They always say that somebody. I remember talking to somebody about it, and I was like, "It's just a bagel. How can it be so good? I don't understand."
It's a lot different. You know, the bagels. There's something weird about them. Like bagels on the West Coast just kind of taste like regular bread, but this is like it's maybe heavier or like dense, and it's got a different flavor and different texture. It's very good.
It's totally different, huh?
I think so. Yeah. And you know, I tried pizza yesterday in Manhattan, and it was not much different from other pizza. So, you know, I'm not being immediately swayed simply by the city. You know, I'm trying to keep a discerning taste bud, and I'm pretty sure that the bagels are way different. And so far, the pizza, I need to give it another shot, but so far,
Is it
the bagels are great.
Is it crowded? Are you walking around in like a crowd in New York?
No, when I first got here off the bus, we were walking around in Times Square and Central Park and stuff, and that was really crowded and really overwhelming. But then we met up with some people who live here, and it's not very crowded at all. It's like normal city where I am right now. So
Wow.
this is Bushwick. Is that where we are? Bushwick neighborhood.
I've heard of
It's
that
really
before.
awesome.
It's like you're in a. I feel like you're in a fictional place. You know, like a. Like you're in Mordor or something. You know.
Is it weird being surrounded by tall buildings all over?
It's pretty early where you guys are. It's only about 1 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's 9. Dan woke up early.
Yeah. I went to bed early, and instead of doing it late at night and not here and carrying this stuff around, I decided to get up early, which actually worked out because I had 2 very long days and I crashed early last night, and I woke up at 6 this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Right.
It's weird.
Uh,
It's very weird. So, is it expensive? Are food items and other things there, are they a lot more expensive?
The coffee shop was not any more expensive. I paid probably like $5 for a cup of coffee and a bagel. But yesterday when we got pizza, it was $6 a slice, which was kind of crazy. But
Oh,
we
wow.
already ordered it by the time we realized how much it cost, and so it was like $12 for 2 pieces of pizza.
Wow.
Seemed like,
What about the rent?
but other than that, it seems like most stuff is kind of maybe just like more Seattle price or something. Like not as cheap as Oli, but it doesn't seem overly expensive. But I don't know. You just gotta like go to the right spots because I think that in the tourist areas everything's really expensive. But
Are people
that's where we got the pizza the first time.
are people nice or are they mean? It's like the stereotype.
No, everyone's so nice, actually. Down on like in Times Square, everyone was kind of fast. I think maybe everyone in the rest of the country just like goes at maybe a little slower pace, and so they think that people are being mean or something. But everyone I've met has been really nice. Even I was like really slow at the coffee shop and asking a lot of questions, and they're just like really nice to me. And nobody on the streets has, been mean or anything. So. Seems pretty normal. People are people, and people are nice. So, experience so far has been really good.
Nice.
Well, the production is going well. I actually have a couple episodes. Can you hand me my jacket right there? To your right, on the couch. I have a couple episodes to give to Dan right now. On a thumb
Oh,
drive
good.
here. And we're getting it done. And we've been on TV. We haven't had a lapse.
Do I need to?
Wow, nice work, you guys.
Do I need to?
Thanks for picking up where I'm dropping off. It's very convenient to be able to have such a good crew.
Do I need to go in tonight and
Are you
do
not
the
gonna,
uploads?
Are you not going there today?
Well, no, I'm not scheduled at all today. I mean,
Oh.
I would have time.
That would. Well, it's for tomorrow's episode. What do you think, Freddie?
But what?
Tomorrow's episode, do you think Dan should go in there today, or would it be okay if he went in there tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I would go and make a special trip, but I'm sure that if you're in before like 2 o'clock tomorrow, it'd be okay as long as you do it first thing.
I don't get in until 5, so
Maybe if you went in today, that might be helpful.
Because Bill usually leaves at 5, so I would say if you were going to make sure that it actually worked, we would have to do it a little early, one way or the other.
okay. Well, I may send you a text later today, and just
Yeah.
I think I know what I need to do, but having you hold my hand a little bit there, I feel better about it.
I'd be happy to walk you through it, yeah.
Okay, that'd be great. So I'll send you a text later.
Let's hear that. That's a big train. There's a big train that goes by, and it was where we stayed yesterday at the apartment. It's right outside the window, so you can just like see a big train. I'm gonna bring back a little video of that and show you guys.
Is it a commuter train? Is it like
Yeah, I don't know what train it is.
like
the
is it
L or
a
something? M train.
people train or cargo?
People, I think. Yeah, people train.
Oh wow, yeah, they got a bunch of those all over there.
You're coming back on the 26th, right?
Yeah.
Great.
And it's a
And I'll
20
come on the show on the 28th.
Great. All right. Hey, thanks, Freddie. We'll talk to you when you get back.
All right. Thanks a lot. Keep on rocking the program. Do it every day. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'll talk to you later tonight. Or later this afternoon, something. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to do today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, at 2, I'm going over and doing the radio show. I've got to go to do some art walk stuff. And I've got to drop off some paperwork at a lawyer's office.
Oh yeah. Litigation, huh?
And pardon?
Litigation.
No,
No.
actually, just it's a document. I'm going to be a trustee for
Hey,
a trust.
it's info time.
5, 4,
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
2, 1. Now it's
Info
time.
time. Here are some answers to some frequently asked questions about the program you're watching right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with Me. It's a call-in television talk show that is filmed right here in Thurston County every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's every night at 11:30 on Channel 22, airing, you're watching the 11:30 episode. It was filmed the previous week. If you were watching the 2 a.m. one, it was filmed this time last year. You can watch any episode on youtube.com. Anyone can be on the program, especially you. We rely on community for the content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384 and leave a message. We'll call you back while we're on the program. And thank you for watching. And now, back to the program.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. So I'm going to be busy for the earlier part of the day, and I'll try and make it into the station actually before 6 if I can do that. I'll be taking the bus all around town.
That sounds like a good time. I assumed that you would be working today. That's why I brought you these things back.
No, that's fine. I'd rather get this over with and not worry about it, because I won't be to work until 5 tomorrow, and that's just not enough time. Yes. If we want the show to air, it should be ready to go sooner rather than later.
Yeah, want to air.
Is there a file folder on the thumb that I should look for?
No, it's just on the root directory there.
The main thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
So have you seen anything on the streets there in the last week? Or the news, streets of the news, I guess. No, that Ukraine. You know anything about Ukraine? It's crazy over there right now.
Yeah, there's a major protest of events in Venezuela, the Ukraine.
You know about that?
Yeah, I
What's
was.
happening over there?
Essentially, there is civil unrest, major civil unrest. Russia has been trying to get the Ukrainian government back together.
Mm-hmm.
Been trying to reconnect and increase the political and government ties.
Yeah.
And people are not happy about this because the Russian government has become it's extremely corrupt, and they're just not happy about it. But it has more to do with resources of people, just a huge number of people that are poor, and food is very expensive, and the governments in charge are not addressing the needs of the people that they represent.
They're starving. People are starving.
Well, I read this article, and it was this mathematical, statistical thing that made very interesting connections between food prices and civil unrest.
Uh-huh.
And when food prices go up, when food becomes more expensive, then people get uppity. They get
Yeah,
a
well,
lot
I know
more
when I'm hungry,
expensive.
get a little uppity too.
Well, it's just, it's like you'd go to the store and milk is $10
Yeah, it's too
per
much.
gallon. Yeah, and all the staples, milk, bread, cheese, eggs, flour, that sort of thing. They're way more expensive, and so not just to go to restaurants or anything, but to just feed your family, you have to spend a lot more of your resources. And this means that you have less money for other things that you would need or want. You don't have as much money for entertainments. You don't have as much money for clothes or toilet paper or other regular things that you would need. Because it's kind of funny. I require X number of dollars just to live, just to stay alive.
Yeah.
right? Or at least maintain my lifestyle of having an apartment, having enough food, paying for power, paying for toilet paper and clothes and this sort of thing, and heat, light, phone, internet, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I need to make at least $1,000 a month just for that.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to make more than that
Okay.
every month just to pay for my apartment and food and clothing and toilet paper and toothpaste and communication stuff.
Yeah.
So when I'm spending more on food, that means there's less of these other things that I need just as much, but not. It's not a consumable that I am dealing with 3 or 4 or 5 times a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you pay for the power once a month, and you can have the heat on, all day, every day, every month, and it's not something that you're consciously aware of.
Yeah.
You just, your apartment's warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But food is something that you're addressing in the morning, in the afternoon, the evening, and maybe late at night.
Yeah.
It could be coffee, it could be bread, it could be any number of things. But you're aware of the cost of it and the amount that is being used and what you have left over and this sort of thing. And so food prices directly affect a person many times a day, every day.
If you're always hungry, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. So yeah, yeah. So I don't really understand the specifics of the unrest in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But I would guess very much it has to do with food prices. That it's connected in some way. It's
Food
not just
prices.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that somewhere? Or are you kind of guessing?
Well, this article was drawing connections between the unrest in the Ukraine, the unrest in Venezuela. There is unrest there's almost always unrest in the Middle East.
How close
Almost always.
How close is Ukraine to Sochi?
Sochi?
Like the Olympics, you know?
Do
you know about that?
Yeah. Sochi. I'm not sure where that is, actually.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm not sure, but the Ukraine, when Russia was a conglomerate of different countries,
Mm-hmm.
Romania, the Ukraine, Poland, a bunch of these little countries that are Eastern Europe, right? If you go to Germany and then you go east, you'll get to Poland. And if you go further east and a little bit north, you'll hit the Ukraine. And if you go even further east and a little more north, you'll hit Moscow. And so there's Russia is a massive country, but these other countries, when they were joined with Russia, they became the USSR, which broke up in 1990, 20 years ago. Oh, yeah, 25 years ago. I remember that, when the walls fell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's in Ukraine? No, Germany.
Well, East Germany versus West Germany and East Berlin and West Berlin. After World War II, Russia marched all their troops and tanks and all that, kept going west. When they defeated Hitler, when the Germans attacked Russia, they pushed back and they came and they took over half of Germany. And the Americans didn't want Russia to take over Germany because at the time Stalin was in charge, and he was an evil bastard.
Okay.
Oh, he was terrible. He was worse than Hitler. He was as bad and worse. He did worse things.
Oh yeah, really? Worse than the Holocaust?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God. Stalin had 2 major purges where they selected anyone, a massive secret police system, a massive police and surveillance system in Russia, and they arrested millions of people for political crimes of one kind or another, and they sent them to labor camps in Siberia.
Yeah.
Almost all would die within a year. They were essentially sentenced to death by labor and
God.
freezing and starving.
Yeah.
Yeah, millions. He ended up killing, I think, 2 or 3 million gypsies.
Mm.
They would just find them and just kill them all.
Wow.
Yeah, millions of gypsies. And they killed Jews too. They didn't have the kind of concerted propaganda against one class of individual, one type of group. They just killed just all kinds of different folks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here we go. Let's play the dice game. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and so Stalin did that. So anyway, so Russia controlled half. What about the wire on the camera?
Uh-oh, no, we're all out.
Uh-oh.
We're blacked out. Something happened. Something bad happened to us. We're blacked out.
Uh-oh. We're still here, everyone.
Yeah, you can still hear us, but you can't see us. We're having a... Okay, I'm gonna try to fix this thing.
Okay, I'll keep
Did
talking.
you watch the Winter Olympics?
No, I didn't see anything. I didn't watch anything at all. It was, I mean,
Oh, hey, there we are.
Okay. There you go. It's a little patchy, but otherwise. Okay.
Oh.
We're going to visualize the future. I am visualizing 3s, as always. Oopsie. Got a wonky wire.
6 and 6, double 6. I lost.
Oh man.
We both lost again.
Yeah. We're losers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Did you watch the hockey, the big Canadian versus America hockey game?
Nope.
Oh yeah, not a
Well, they're the Olympics.
not a good
are
Canadian.
on-
Dan, you gotta.
Oh, I
Yeah.
heard about it.
Yeah.
I heard about it. And
Were you into hockey when you were in Canada?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, my one
Is
of
it
my
like
older
football
brothers-
down here?
Yeah.
Because like I don't like football that much.
It's intensely popular in
but, like,
Canada.
more than football, because I don't like football very much, and everyone's like, oh, it's not football, and up there
Well,
it's like hockey. So
The hockey season goes forever, right? Because it's winter generally from October, November. Yeah, it's essentially winter
Mhm.
from November to March. You know, it drops down below 0 somewhere around November, and it is cold and frozen and very, very cold. Very extremely cold up until March. And that's when the thaws. The temperature rises above freezing in March.
okay.
So yeah, it's very cold. Yeah, I wasn't into hockey. I mean, I'm not a sports fan.
Yeah.
Just to start with, I don't really enjoy watching sports. I don't find it entertaining. I mean, I'll watch it, and it's fascinating to watch people run around and do things and throw things at each other, or try and keep the object away from each other. Right?
Yeah.
It's one or the other, and it doesn't hold my interest much. Now, when I'm hanging out with other people who are very, very interested in that particular sport, I become interested because they're interested, and I kind of participate with them.
Yeah.
But by myself, no. I do like curling. I like
What?
curling a lot.
I don't understand curling at all.
Curling is like shuffleboard and like marbles in a way. So you have 2 teams, and there are 3 members per team, maybe
Yeah.
4, and they take turns sliding these big stones, right? And they're big round stones. They're flat on the bottom, and they have a big handle, and they're super heavy. And what you do is you slide this stone, and you send it off sliding, and it goes down this long, slim ring, like a bowling alley lane, about that wide.
Yeah.
And it slides down, and the idea is to have it stop in the center of these 2 rings. You have this round ring in the middle, and then another ring around that, and it stops in the middle. and you get a point for that. And then the other team throws their rock, and they try and knock your rock out of the way and have theirs in the middle.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll have 6 kind of floating around there, and the team that wins it is the one that has the most rocks closest to the center. Right?
So can you bump the other rocks out of it?
Yeah, you can. And each time there's a turn, they could go too far. They could knock the rock out of the way, and that knocks their rock out of the circle. It takes extreme precision, but it's a slow game, right? Because they send that rock and it slides down the ice.
Why are they
and
sweeping?
The sweeping, there are 2 different brooms that they use, and one broom that they sweep with is meant to rough up the ice and slow down the rock, and the other kind of broom melts the ice a little and makes it slightly more slick, and so the rock slides better.
So do they have 2 brooms and they're like getting ready for the
Yeah, these
slow?
2 brooms, and they'll have two different slappy brooms, and the slappy brooms rough things up, and then they have the scrubby brooms, and the scrubby brooms, if I understand correctly, I could be wrong, could be the other way around, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Pretty sure.
So I don't know.
and
The sloppy.
Yeah,
they're like-
yeah, because they go plop, 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 plop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And so there's a little bit of drama. There's no injuries. No one ever gets hurt.
Yeah.
People don't fall down on the ice and injure themselves, generally. That's about the most hurt that people would get. I mean, a
Well, they're
rock
on
could
skates.
go...
They could cut themselves or something. Yeah.
Well, they're not on skates. They're on shoes.
Oh, what? They're just on shoes on the ice? They're
Yeah.
just sliding around?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like shuffleboard.
Ice shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Regular shoes, whatever.
What?
You-
They're just
you
wearing.
don't-
They're not wearing curling shoes, or?
All you have to do is just watch one game.
Yeah.
And you understand the rules pretty quick. It's pretty basic, and it's amazing. And the Canadian women's team won. They won the gold.
Yeah. In curling.
Yeah, I saw a meme on.
It seems like you could. The men and women's team in curling could be. Maybe that could be one of a co-ed sport. I don't know if it's.
Well, 3. I mean, you'd have 2 dudes and a gal, or 2
Yeah.
ladies and a guy. or
Yeah,
something.
they could switch it up like that with curling, because I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it takes that much.
Well, they have a women's team and a men's team.
Yeah. But does it take that much athleticism or, strength or anything to do that? It just.
It does take strength and precision.
To
You
push the thing?
have to push that rock just the right amount, because it has to go a certain distance and it can't go further. You have to be very accurate with your strength when you're pushing that thing along. You have to be very, very aware of the speed that you're going and how much energy you're putting into this rock going, and getting it right in the center. And this in particular, when you're trying to knock someone else's rock out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in the center, and you want to knock that one out and leave yours, just like in pool. When you're
Yeah.
doing pool, where you hit the cue ball, and the cue ball hits the 8 ball, and the cue ball stays put while the 8 ball goes flying.
Yeah.
It's that idea. That sort of mechanics. So it does take some skill and precision. Some.
Seems crazy. Have you ever tried playing or seen it play live or?
Just once as a kid.
Yeah, they
were
had.
stones. Yeah, I pushed it around. They're heavy.
They had them in Canada.
They're big. They're huge. They're like a big old tire, but made out of stone
Mhm.
or ceramic. They might be ceramic, but they bounce, right? They don't crack and break.
Is
They're-
it
they're-
big in Canada? I've
There
never
are
seen it.
curling rinks or curling lanes
Yeah.
or something in Edmonton, but there's every school in Canada has a hockey rink, but
What?
not every school has a curling rink.
Is it like ice? They have ice.
But you can play curling.
Every
on
school in
a
Canada
hockey
has an ice rink.
Yeah. Yeah, every school that I went to, there is essentially outside. There's
Yeah.
always an outdoor rink, and it has the shape, right? And it's a fence. It's a great big
So
fence.
it's just
a
like
big,
water.
tall,
They don't have to pay
6-foot
for
fence.
like for freezing stuff. It's just like water outside.
Yeah. They'll hose it down,
Yeah.
right? They'll spray water, and they'll get one layer of ice, and that's more or less smooth. and then they'll put more water on it, and then that will freeze, and then they'll paint it, and the paint will stick to that one layer of ice, and then they will put one more thin layer over top that, so that you have the lines where the goals are and where the halfway
Whoa.
mark is, and yeah, the
It's time for a
outbound
commercial
stuff.
break.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Enter these messages.
Dance Only Dance Live TV Dance Party. First Friday of each month, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. TCTV Studio A, 440 Yager Way. Oh yeah.
Brown Interior Limited presents Private Memories, the new Skrill Meadow album, 2014. Featuring the song, Save Buzz. Push and pull. Work with what you got. And long weekend. Private Memories from Skrill Meadow, available at these fine retailers.
Coming up tonight on the program,
On the
or tomorrow anyway.
Your daily hour with
Yeah. It's the commercial, everybody. Today we talked to a lot of convenience stores. Talked to a lot of McDonald's. We also talked to Sam about hockey. And we get some messages. Mr. Ginsu is having some issues. Again. Big surprise. 11:30 to 2 a.m. on TCTV Channel 22 every night. Thank you.
I'm right in the center of the circle.
Yeah, I'm off to the side a little bit. The camera's off to the thing. Hey, we're back from the break, everybody. How did you do the break? Did you have a good time? Did you use the restroom? Did you take a stretch? Get a snack? Things like that?
You didn't break anything, I hope, except for the rules. Yeah. So
what rules here?
yeah, the rules being don't turn on the heat and then open up your window. That should be a rule. Yeah, opening up the window for fresh air and then turning up the heat because you're cold. Yeah, there should be a rule against that generally. Well, there's a rule against that in my place.
Seems like a good rule.
Yeah, well, it's a waste, right? I mean, you don't want to be cold and you want the fresh air. You should turn off the heat, open up the place, let the fresh air in, and then close the thing and turn up the heat.
In Canada, do they have like a hockey team like at your school, and then they're trying out for hockey team, and you're like, did I make varsity hockey like in like football is over here?
Yeah. You'll. I learned to skate in first grade, and I learned to skate really early on, and would go to different rinks. There's rinks all over the place in Canada. There's a big community rink downtown. There's just rinks. All the high schools have rinks outside.
And all the lakes are just rinks, right? You just yeah.
Yeah, I used to go winter camping when I was a Boy Scout,
What?
and that was my favorite camping actually.
In the snow?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, this one time, we went up north probably about 50 miles or so, and there's this great big lake, and it had a whole bunch of islands in the lake.
Yeah.
And so we would cross-country ski across the lake, and the ice is like a foot thick, so you don't worry about falling through. And we ice skated to this island, and we camped out on this island.
What, on the
And
snow?
built fires, yeah.
Isn't it
yeah.
freezing?
Tents, yeah.
You just put tents on the snow?
Well, what we did is there were all kinds of reeds,
Yeah.
all kinds of reeds surrounding the island, and so we just laid those down on the ground where there wasn't trees and rocks and stuff, and then we put our a mat and then our sleeping bags on top of that, And I took packs of food, right? I took steak and cut up the steak, and then when it was time to eat, I would I would break up these frozen chunks of steak and poke it on a stick and roast it under the fire and dipped it in barbecue sauce.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty yummy. And it was really funny because there were Cub Scouts that came along,
Yeah.
and they were reasonably prepared, but they had no idea what they really needed. They were told what they would need, but they were not prepared. So
You
I
gotta be
ended up
prepared,
teaching.
that's
Yeah, I
the
ended
motto,
up
right?
teaching Cub Scouts all kinds of camping, winter camping
It's the
skills.
Boy Scout motto.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Another time, went up into a box canyon on top of a glacier. There's
Yeah.
this canyon, and there's a glacier on top, and coolest thing, there was a frozen waterfall, and the ice was blue. It was the bluest, bluey
Whoa.
blue. It was so blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the idea of winter camping because we're up in Banff, I think. Yeah, it's a
Like
great
the film festival?
mountain park. Banff.
Yeah, Banff Mountain Film Festival.
It's
like snowboarding videos.
Okay. Yeah. Banff is a provincial park that is
Yeah.
on the border of British Columbia and Alberta, and Jasper is another one, but it's a little bit more south. And then you get Waterton, and there all those mountains. It's a chain of the Rocky Mountains, and one side is Alberta, the other side is BC, and there's all kinds of ski places on there, and I skied most of those. I used to go skiing a lot. So, we'd go camping up in there. And so I liked it because I wouldn't have to worry about bears.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And the only part I didn't appreciate was attempting to use the bathroom. Right? You got to take a dump at some point, but that is majorly freezing. You don't want to sit down on the toity thing, the outhouse or composting outhouse thing or whatever, because they had those, and it was just too cold. I went once, and oh my God, it was so cold. So, but birds, when you're up in those parks, birds will land in your hand, and people will feed them all the time.
Oh
In
yeah.
the winter, yeah, they'll bring peanuts or other things, and
Do
they'll
they
feed
know?
them. Yeah. Yep, they'll feed them.
With
and-
birds landing, that seems a little scary. I wouldn't want to have a bird.
Oh, they're blue jay type birds.
I mean, birds look nice and everything, but I think that they're gross.
Really?
Like rats. I mean, I think they're just as gross as rats. They look nicer than they are around, but wild animals are dirty, diseased things to me.
Well, they will probably have parasites.
Yeah.
Right? Parasites.
I think.
of some kind.
Birds and rats. I mean, rats are in your home and they seem a little bit more worse and stuff. But I think birds are probably just as gross. They call pigeons like rat birds and stuff too.
Yeah, pigeons are
Maybe
flying
natural
rats.
or like wildlife birds are a little better out in the.
Yeah, they're
woods
flying
and stuff.
rats essentially. Flying rabbits, maybe.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. I've had birds as pets, and they were as clean or as dirty as mice or hamsters or gerbils that I had too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Did you watch any of the Winter Olympics? Did you see like lugeing and stuff, or?
No, I've heard about it, but I was never home when the games are going because they would air in the afternoon and evening.
Yeah.
Like from 5 to 9 or something like that. They would air. And I was usually at work at the time, and the TV was not on the channel that they were playing.
Yeah.
And so I didn't see any of them.
Wow.
And, the only thing I really wanted to see was the curling, but I missed the day that it was on. I mean, I think it was 2 days, I think altogether. The men's competed, and then the women's competed. So.
They put that on TV though.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see skiing shooting. That's a sport. That's a crazy one.
Oh, yeah, they ski, and then they have to shoot a thing,
Yeah,
and then they
it's a
ski some more. And
Totally
then they have to-
ridiculous sport.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. There's a name for it. But yeah, that's really interesting how they have to do that. And it's like, how did that become a sport?
Yeah. How do you practice that? Here we're calling.
Well, you think about it, in Europe, get around the snow in your skis, and you'd have to go hunting.
Yeah.
And so that would be a skill to ski around and then hunt things. And shoot them,
Hello.
get dinner.
Hello, Sam.
Hey, what's up, Kenny? How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
This is the
I'm good. I'm real good.
program.
Yeah, we're on TV. You're scheduled to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I might be a little bit late, but I think I should be there on time. I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow before I come in. So.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about hockey. We're here. Dan's Canadian.
Yeah,
What's that?
I'm Canadian. I grew up watching hockey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hockey's a big, big, huge, gigantinormous sport in Canada.
Yeah, it's very important in Canada.
Yeah. Hey.
My friend's from Minnesota, and he's really into hockey, too.
Yeah. Hey, we got to do the dice roll. You want to pick a number?
Oh, yeah, 3.
You're on Team Dan. Here we go.
Excellent. That's the number I picked.
Yep. It's
Oh, there's a 3.
3 and 2. I mean, we're all tied.
Yeah.
Everybody's tied. What do you want to do, Dan? You want to share?
I'll share. It's too early to battle.
What about you, Sam?
Battle.
Oh, I want to share. Too bad, Sam. You were sharing.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, Kenny.
Sam's forced into sharing. He wanted to battle.
Well, I'm good either way, but it's just like, well, should we share, battle?
It's
Sharing is better.
it's Mardi Gras week this week.
Mardi Gras week
Yeah.
is tomorrow Fat Tuesday.
Is that how it works?
Well, there's like Fat Tuesday, Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe.
Fun
Yeah,
Lovin'
yeah. I think
Monday,
it must be. I think that must mean today is actually Mardi Gras, right?
Thrill, yeah, Thrill Ride Thursday. Fried things Friday.
Yeah, I think today must be the actual day of Mardi Gras, though. So we're gonna call this New Orleans McDonald's. You ever been to New Orleans before?
Never.
Have you ever attempted to celebrate Mardi Gras at home?
Not really.
I don't know what you do. You get really drunk and naked.
Well, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I could do that. I would probably want to go and celebrate with other people. Where
No, you just do it by yourself.
where we all get drunk and naked.
Get drunk and
Yeah, by myself. No, that's kind of boring.
Wearing masks. Throw beads at yourself.
Yeah, that would be boring.
Yeah.
Drunk and naked by yourself. Although I think I've done that once or twice or more.
I'm sure, yeah.
Because, there's no one around. You can be naked. Turn up the heat so you're not cold. Walk around, stand around, be naked.
This McDonald's in New Orleans not answering.
I wonder if they have like a McCajun.
Cajun chick.
Cajun-
They did have
Cajun-
Cajun McChicken for a while, actually, though, even outside of the place there.
I like the blacken, when they blacken things.
What does that mean?
It's a powder, and it has peppers, different peppers, and different seasonings.
Uh-huh.
And it's a rub that you put on chicken or beef or whatever you're doing, and it turns black when it's cooked.
Mm.
And it's not burnt, it's just it turns black. The whatever the compounds are in it, they oxidize and turn black.
Isn't that what burned is?
Well, it's cooked well.
Hello? Oh, no.
It's cooked well, but it's not burnt.
Mm.
It's just that the spices turn black. Yeah.
I always see, this is what I've been saying, that you see Mardi Gras on TV a lot. So I feel like I've been to Mardi Gras because I've seen so many.
There's a major parade that happens, and I'm not sure what day the parade is. But people dress up. There are groups, dancing groups that have united dance moves and costumes and music.
Oh, it's
that
right in the middle
are
of
part
lunch
of the
rush for
parade.
them, probably, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, and so there are those. I think they do Mardi Gras in Brazil too, don't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a day they celebrate, and all these different groups of dancers and performers that they have these floats. They go along the parade route, and they kind of do a thing, kind of like the procession here in Olympia.
Less booze and boobs
Oh, more boobs.
in the procession.
Brazil.
No, I'm saying less newer or Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
It's like the procession with less booze and boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's pretty much no booze or boobs in the
No one is available.
Olympia
McDonald's?
procession.
Hey, McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Hey, do you guys have those strawberry cream pies right now?
Yes.
Oh, hey, is that cream? Is that like whipped cream or more like cream cheese? They did not like that question.
None shall pass.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well,
Oh.
that was a McDonald's
Oh well.
in New Orleans. These kind of sounded like they're from New Orleans, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely there's an accent going on with that one. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the last few minutes of the show here. Getting down to it, it's the last like
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I'm
so.
trying to think of what I was going to talk about. Well, I talked about going to this party, which
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
About science or mental
Well,
health.
Yeah, well, I'm doing the radio show later,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to be talking, the theme on the radio show later today is dwarves. Dwarf planets,
Oh, okay.
brown dwarfs, dwarf stars,
Not
all the dwarf
not
things.
small people.
Nope, not at all. These are actually large objects in space.
Mhm.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what are you gonna say about it? Let's get a little preview of your radio show here. I mean, I guess it's gonna be
Just explaining what a dwarf planet is and why it's categorized as such, and then I'll talk about the different
well, it's
categories. of
small. I
planets.
mean, other than just being smaller, is there?
Smaller than a planet generally. It's a small planet. It has to be round. It has to. It doesn't have to have cleared its orbital path. Like the Earth is big enough and the gravity is strong enough that anything in the similar orbital path, if it's in a similar orbit, the Earth will either fling it into the sun or fling it away, or it'll crash into the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But a dwarf planet, it will occupy the same orbital position as other smaller objects and not perturb their orbit. It's not big enough, and the gravity is not strong enough that it disturbs other smaller, like asteroids or comets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's got to be round. It's got to have just enough mass that all that mass compresses into the most efficient shape that it can, and that is a sphere.
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
look. 1 minute left. We made it through the program without losing consciousness or dying.
Yeah.
Wasn't so sure today. I'm on the brink of consciousness losing.
Yeah, I know. It's so early. I'm
Yeah.
like, is it nap time yet?
It is.
I like to think about taking a nap.
Yeah.
It's like, that'll totally screw up my wake sleep.
I gotta go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Freddie. Thanks, Dan, for being here today. Thanks, McDonald's. And, Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
Is there anybody else? I think that might be it.
Yeah. We didn't even call Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, McDonald's. We
Yeah.
talked to somebody who hung up far too quickly. What kind of cream you got in your pie?
Whipped cream cheese. So we're gonna be out tomorrow.
So-
Sam.
So they always say custard, don't they? They talk like it's custard. Strawberry custard.
1.
That's holiday pies. Hey, thanks, episode number and date and day of the week. Thank you.
Thank you.
TVs. Thank you.
Yeah, the last
Computers. Yeah.
Monday show I talked about.
Schizophrenia. Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Thank you.
I talked about mental health in general.
Phones. Yeah.
Tire tracks.
Crew, you guys want to be on the crew? Do anything if you want,
Snow.
though.
That's a lot of snow over there.
TCTV, yeah.
That was a nice graphic.
TheBaby.com, Second Feeling, Jody, Fabulous, Thurston County, Washington State, USA, thank you.
Fabulous. Fabulous. America.
Viewers, that's who you're watching. Thank you. Hell yeah, dog. Bye.